Another reading from Goddess of Liberation. So, like, comment, subscribe. Oh my god. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Lauren and this is Lauren's Library. Today I will be discussing the events of the North Texas Teen Book Festival that I attended a couple of weeks ago. I just haven't sat down to film this video. First off, the North Texas Teen Book Festival takes place every year in Irving, Texas. Obviously this is different to all the other book festivals I go to. It's open to the public, but it's targeted towards teens. So mostly the books here are young adult and middle grade. I attended, also the difference between this festival and other festivals I go to is that they do sell books there. It's usually Barnes & Noble who is like the bookstore that's contracted out to sell books and that are signed by authors at the location. But this year they had a new bookstore called Penn. I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm not going to even say it. Let me see if it's in this. Oh yeah, I was going to say it right, but it's Pantego Books, which is an independent bookstore here in Texas. They have that bookstore, but there's also like the big hoopla is that there are ARC giveaways throughout the day by different publishers that people stand in line for and are waiting to get copies of free books, basically, of books that have not come out yet. The only two books that I was looking forward to maybe getting an ARC of is Four Eats and a Funeral by, I was about to say her character's name and not her name. What is her name? Farida. I'll put it up here, but y'all know who I'm talking about. She wrote Ace of Spades. I keep wanting to say her character's name, but it's not the author's name. But she wrote Ace of Spades, and she wrote recently Where Sleeping Girls Lie. But I wanted a copy of her new book that's coming out pretty soon. They were handing out ARCs of that early, 8 o'clock. I got there on time, but they said that since this is an event targeted towards teens, like a school bus got there early and they let them in and they got those copies, so that's fine. It's not a big deal. I have the means to go and purchase a copy. So none of these, when I'm saying that these are copies that I wanted, it's not a big deal that I didn't get them because I'm sure the people who got them were deserving, you know? But anyway, and then that was from Fierce Reads. And there was another book I wanted from Fierce Reads, and that was Thirsty by Hammond. I think her name is Hammond. I'll put a picture up here, but I didn't get either of those copies, but it's fine. Most of the lines that were a bit more demanding, I just like stepped off because it's not my space, you know. Although this is open to the public, it's not my space to just be like pushing kids out of the way to get copies of ARCs, you know. So if there was like a less demanding line, I was in line for it. And I'll discuss all the books that I got soon. But I'm also, at the end of the day, they have panels is going on as well. Those were also more demanding this year than they usually are. Usually a panel starts at 2 o'clock. I can walk upstairs at 1:55 and get in. But panels were closing, like they were over capacity, so they had to like close. So I only made it to one panel, and that was the, let me see, I should have had this ready, the All the Fantasy at 12:30. It had Victoria Aveyard, Alexandra Bracken, JL, Namina Forna, Ayana Gray, Joan He, Jody Meadows, and moderated by Mandy Curtis. And I honestly, out of all the panels I've been to in my entire life, this is the panel that I've read the most from. Like, I've read something from most of these authors. I've read something from Victoria Aveyard, Alexandra Bracken, JL, Namina Forna, Ayana Gray. The only people I haven't read from are Joan He and Jody Meadows. But that was a really fun time. I think I have a few clips. If I do, I'll put them here. If not, we'll just move on. But that is the only panel I went to. I wanted to go to the Como se dice panel with that was authors who include other languages in their books. And I also wanted to go to a graphic novel panel that closed, that ran out of space, that I wasn't able to get to. So unfortunately, I guess the North Texas Teen Book Festival is becoming more popular, and there was no space for enough people to get into the panels, which is fine. Again, I'm sure the kids that wanted to go in those panels enjoyed them and were able to get in. I'm happy they got their seats. So when I couldn't get into my panels, that's when I was able to stand in line for ARCs while I was waiting for the next panel that I wasn't able to get into. But at the end of the day of North Texas Teen Book Festival, this is a very long intro. They have author signings, and there are only 2 books that I wanted to get signed, and that was Secret of the Moon Conch by David Bowles and Guadalupe Garcia McCall. They signed my book here. And then I got Blunt Striking Out on Financial Aid by Ngozi Okazu and Mad Ruber. And she signed. And those were the only 2 books I got signed, so I wasn't there entirely all day because the book signing can take all day out. But I got in the line pretty early where I was able to get in and get out and in my day at like 4 o'clock, I think, because it's from 8 to 5. So yeah. Now to get into the ARCs that I got from the North Texas Teen Book Festival. Oh, this is a heavy bag. Okay. I'll try to go in order. Let me see. I should have organized these. First, I got the first line I stood in was for, what publisher was this? I want to say Scholastic. Yeah, it's a Scholastic. I could have looked at the book. But it is Beastly Beauty by Jennifer Donnelly. And I think this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Most of these ARCs, I'm not going to know much about them because they are ARCs, and most of them, or all of them, I hadn't heard of. So yeah, we'll see. I've briefly glanced at them. So this one came out already on, but when I got it, it hadn't come out yet. But this came out May 7th of 2024. Next, I got in line with Epic Reads, and I got Brownstone by Samuel Tier and Marjulia. And I think this one is about a girl who, this is a graphic novel, and this is about a girl who has to move in with her dad for some reason. And she moves to a Latin American neighborhood. I think she is Latin American, but she really hasn't connected with her Latin American side. I think she has a white mother. But that's most of all I know about this. Next, where did I go? I don't remember. Let me see. I'll remember when I see. Oh, I got back in Fierce Reads line, they had a line where you just tell them what you like to read and they'll pick a book for you depending on that. But by the time I was at the end of the line, so by the time they got to me, they only had this book left. Most of the fantasy and everything, but that was fine with me. And this one is called Bon Me for Two. And I'm not sure exactly what this one is about. It comes out August of 2024. Oh, and Brownstone comes out June 2024. In Saigon, Lan is always trying to be the perfect daughter, dependable and willing to care for her widowed mother and their banh mi stall. Her secret passion, however, is a banh mi for two, the food blog she started with her father but has stopped updating since his passing. Vietnamese American, Vivi has never been to Vietnam. Her parents rarely even talk about the homeland that clearly haunts them. Now a college freshman, Vivi has secretly chosen Vietnam for her first semester study abroad program. That's enough. That's fun. Next, I got in line at Epic Reads again. This was a middle grade drop for ARCs, and this is from an author I've read from before, Tales from Cabin 23. The Boo Hag Flicks by Justina Ireland. And I recently just saw this on Twitter and apparently this, or Instagram, one of those. But this is apparently a new series, the beginning of a new series where a different author writes a book in the series following a character at this sleepaway camp. And I think it's just spooky ooky. And this one comes out May of 2024. Next, where did I go? Oh, I went in a... Oh, this one is from Scholastic again, I believe. There was a table next to Scholastic that didn't really have a lot on display. That I'm not sure if it was from them or not. If they were like, oh, I see it here. Simon Kids. They didn't have a sign up, so now I see it, Simon Kids. But this one is Not If You Break Up With Me First by G.F. Miller. And this one comes out June of 2024. I'm not sure what this one is about, so I'll read it quickly. Childhood friends Eve and Andrew are destined to be together. Everyone says so, especially their friends and classmates who are all suddenly crush obsessed. So when their first 8th grade school dance rolls around and Eve, feeling pressure, awkwardly asks Andrew to go with her. Everyone assumes they are officially dating and practically in love. Overwhelmed, Eve and Andrew just go along with it, and it's awkward. Interesting. And I also got an Onyeka bookmark. I have a copy of that book, I just haven't read it yet. And this one comes out June of 2024. Next, I went in another middle grade drop. This is another one where I couldn't get into my panel, and so I just got in a random line that just seemed like it was wrapping up, and so I was like, oh, I'll get whatever they're handing out, you know? And I think this is a middle grade read, and it's called And Then Boom by Lisa Phipps. Oh, it's in verse? Wait a minute. It is a powerful novel in verse by the author of Starfish, featuring a boy who bravely rides all the storms that blow his way. Oh, it's about a boy whose mom is on drugs, apparently. This comes out May of 2024, and it's from Nancy Paulson Books. Next is an exciting bunch, but Disney, they were upstairs on the top floor. I didn't really see them do any other drops throughout the day, but I saw them having a lot of books. So I was like, oh, what's going on here? People weren't lined up, so I was just really confused on when they were doing a drop. Some publishers released a schedule like that was included in the program of when they were doing drops, but I didn't see any for Disney. I just saw a lot of books stacked up behind their table, but they weren't giving them away, so I didn't really mind or didn't really pay attention. And then I went back upstairs towards the end of the day to go to a panel, but it was full. So I was like, let me just hang out up here. And that's when like people were rushing the table at Disney, and I was like, whoa. And then like the lady that worked there, she was like, everybody back up, everybody back up. And I was like, what is going on, y'all? And she was like, we have enough books. I was just listening, and she was like, we have enough books for everybody to get more than one, but you all have to be amenable and like be respectful or whatever. So I was like, okay. So I got in towards the end of that line, and they were saying everybody to pick 2 books. And the first 2 books I got were, It Was in the Forest by Sarah Das. And this is a Rick Riordan Presents book, which I was really surprised about. And this comes out May of 2024. I know it's set in the Caribbean, but I'm guessing, based on it being a Rick Riordan Presents, I'm guessing it's a Caribbean mythology book, but I'm not 100%. Oh, I can read it. A supernatural thriller from Rick Riordan Presents, drawing from the darkest depths of the Caribbean mythology. Acclaimed author Sarah Das crafts a sinister tale of magic, murder, and the evil that lurks within us all. So this was the first one I got from Disney, Hyperion, and the second one I got was Oh, We Don't Have Time for This by, who is this by? Brianna Kraft. And this one comes out July of 2024. And I think they're protesting like climate change or something. And they're two, I guess I'll just read it instead of guessing. Issa Brown wishes her life would slow down. She doesn't want to leave for college, not now that her dad finally gets to spend some time at home. Not now that she's finally been in one place for longer than a year, but nothing lasts forever. With wildfires ravaging her community and a new natural gas pipeline threatening her dad's job, the last thing Issa can do is relax. The school's environmental justice club seems like a promising way to make real change. If only her annoying co-president Darius would stop being such a control freak. But yeah, this one looks cute. And those were the two I got from Disney Hyperion. And then while I was walking away out of line, they were like, oh, we have enough for people to come back in line if you want and get 2 more, because we have an obscene amount of books still left. And I was like, okay, because there are books in line that I was like, oh, I wish I could get that one, but we could only get 2. So I said, oh, let me just go ahead and get 2 more. So I got in line and I got Finding Famous by Candice Jalili, a Mashad family novel. So this may be a series, and it comes out July 2024. They always say you can't choose your family. Her mom passes and she finds out that her biological father is the recently deceased Ali Mashad, patriarch of the world's original reality television family, dripping with wealth, fame, and Vogue magazine covers. Josie's predictable life is gone quicker than you can say. You're doing amazing, sweetie. That seems like it'll be fun. Y'all know I like these kind of books about famous families. And then the second book I picked up going through the line again was Bite Me Royce Taslim by Lauren Ho. And this comes out May of 2024. The acclaimed author of Last Tang Standing and Lucy Yee is Not a Romantic in her YA debut, a hilarious rivals to romance romp through Kuala Lumpur, perfect for fans of Emiko Jean, Emma Lord, and Kat Cho. Isn't that fun? So I got 4 books in total from Disney Hyperion. That is unheard of. Like, y'all, everybody else was running out of arcs. Like, you would get in the line and they would be like, oh, we're out. So I was very surprised by that. Disney knows what they're doing, okay? And then at the end, towards the end, before the author signing line started, they were handing out copies of the Hunger Games along with a sneak peek of the illustrated edition of the Hunger Games that's coming out soon. Does it say when on here? October 1st of 2024. I'll give you a sneak peek, I guess. It's the same. I told them I already had a copy of Hunger Games. I didn't need another copy. Just let somebody else have it. So I just got this. But it's the same illustrations I feel like were released in their email, Scholastic's email or something, announcing this illustrated edition. So if you're subscribed to their email, you've probably already seen these illustrations. They're the same pictures in the email. And lastly, while I was getting my book signed by, where is it? Ngozi Ukazu, she gave me a ARC copy. Well, I don't even know, this may be a final copy. This is a final copy of her book that comes out this year. I forget when it comes out. I have it pre-ordered. And I told her that I was like, oh, you don't have to give me a copy. I already have it pre-ordered. But she was like, oh, just give it to a friend. This is a final copy. Why was she handing out final copies of her book? That's crazy. But it's Barda by Ngozi Ukazu. This is a hero in the DC universe that I've never heard of, but I'm excited to read about. That is crazy. It's a final copy, y'all, because usually ARC copies of graphic novels are in black and white, but this is a final copy. How many times can I say it? But anyway, that is everything I did at the North Texas Teen Book Festival. I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to do a video reading because a lot of them came out in May, so I wonder if I'll have time to read them this month. I don't know. I want to read them, but I don't know if I'll have time because a lot of them came out in May. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.